Team, I only carry one magazine, and that kind of threw some folks for some loop. Whatever. But I want to talk some story about why I only carry one magazine with my pistol. Now, dogs are going nuts. I'm probably going to come up here and say aloha here in a few minutes, I'm sure. Some other folks getting their day started. Do you carry a pistol? How many magazines do you carry? Looking forward to hearing your thoughts and your comments down below as we all continue to master our craft and develop our tactical virtue. So, statement I made, I got 18 rounds. That's basically 3 reloads with a wheel gun. Dude said, Top, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's an absolute piece of crap. It's the number one failure. Your pistol, if you get in a gunfight, it's going to be that magazine. Therefore, you need more than one. There was a time when I carried 5 magazines for my pistol. Had one in it, holster carried another one, and I had a drop with 3 more on my left leg. Had all the magazines. But that's another day, another life away, right, in the past. It was certainly my J.O.B. I'm not carrying a duty pistol. So what are the odds of getting into a gunfight in America in 2025? The odds are about as remote as you can imagine. Combine that with the odds of a magazine failing. Another as remote as you can imagine. So take 2 almost zeros and add them together, and you have next to an impossibility scenario of engaging in a gunfight and your magazine failing. So, Stoke, man, why do you carry a pistol at all then, if it's so remote chance of ever needing it? Well, I'm glad you asked. See, some of our founding fathers, not all of them, some of them said that there is a natural law. Some called it the primary natural law, and others called it the first natural law. And it was the most important one to many of these fellas. That natural law being self-defense. It was so important to these folks. It was so important to some of our founding fathers, not James Madison, right? Not the father of the Constitution. Certainly not Hamilton. But to folks like Samuel Adams, John Hancock, the old revolutionaries. It was so important to these fellas that the Constitution would have never been ratified if it wasn't for an inclusion in the amendments, if they didn't promise to ratify some amendments, one of which was now the Second Amendment, was the third, that militias being necessary to a free state, right, keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, I don't know where you're from, but where I'm from, it shall not be infringed. Infringed literally means infringed. It means anything that restricts, anything that adds any layer of friction onto this thing, right? Don't do it. It's that important. Why is it important? It's important for 3 reasons. One, it's actually self-defense, right? Protecting yourself against a criminal who is looking to seek after your life, your liberty, or your property. The second one is invasion. This is all going back to the Founding Fathers, right? And then the third is tyrannical governments. What's a tyrannical government? Let's see where this goes. One might say that when politicians start wagging the dog, you get something going on. Like, as far as I can tell, I don't care about a few $1 billion of quote-unquote savings. And we'll see if it's saved, right? We'll see if it's saved, or if it just gets reallocated. I don't much care about executive orders. The Founding Fathers would certainly be rolling over in their graves if they'd seen how many and what these executive orders are doing. See, they believed in a dual federalism that was kind of encapsulated in the 10th Amendment. The several states have several and unlimited powers, according to them. The federal government had few powers and restricted. They were enumerated, which means that they were spelled out in the Constitution what each branch is authorized to do and to not do. It's all right there in black and white, on parchment. So I don't much care about an executive order that a following president can undo with an executive order. Doesn't mean anything. It's just a stitch. It's just to make people feel good, honestly. Because what you need is to ratify things. You need to pass legislation. You need to codify what's right. Now, you want to nullify things that are unconstitutional? Man, I'm all about it. There goes another. But what we don't need is more intrusion into the lives of all of us in our daily life, right? The other thing, going after all these agencies, which is good, man, gut them. And I love my flask and my cup getting filled up with commie tears. Thought I spilled some in there. But I don't hear any talk about getting rid of the ATF. I don't hear any talk about nullifying states' laws, restrictions, orders, and directives that are directly unconstitutional. Again, going back to that Second Amendment. And we're all about keeping the First Amendment out there, and we do a pretty good job at that, right? But we're horrible about the Second Amendment. Horrible about the Fourth Amendment. Got security cameras coming to a neighborhood near you. We're terrible about the 10th Amendment. We don't even want to talk about that one. So all of this noise, as far as I can tell, is just that. That noise, it's like this tribal drumbeat, man, and it is making some folks dance, right? And for other folks, it's like a chicken on a hot pad, right? Making it dance, right? For some, it's an excitement. And for others, it's scary. I laugh at those that are scared. Come on, boys. Here they come. But we have to do a better job of opening our eyes, not hearing with our emotions, but listening to what's going on. Come here. Yeah, good boy. Say hey. Hey, pup. Ah, it's a good boy. Harley's a good boy. Hondo, isn't he? Harley. You guys get in some trouble? Huh? We can be smarter than this. Just got to be a little bit more critical. We got to be a little bit open to self-correction, to that first rule of leadership, to know yourself and to seek self-improvement. If all we do is ask our own answers, if all we do is allow criticism of them but never of us, we're in the wrong business. We have to keep improving our foxhole, which means that we have to be open to being told that we're wrong, to being told that we need to sharpen up a few things. Dean, this may have driven some of y'all a little crazy that I am not head over heels in love with somebody. But I'm not. I hope he does good things. But I'm not for national government. We got to do better. Team, let me know what you think down in the comments below about magazine count, Second Amendment, government, 10th Amendment, 4th Amendment, you name it. We will keep this conversation rolling. As always, till then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. If you're curious, this is just a cheap Walmart special. Thought I'd try out. I'll never try them again. Team, if you want to master your craft, develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date with future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.
We know you're out there!